Ready Player One. This movie is directed by Steven Spielberg. It stars Ty Sheridan, Olivia Cooke, Ben Mendelsohn, and it follows the story of Wade, a kid from Columbus, Ohio, that has told us that virtual reality has taken over the world, and everyone lives in this like virtual reality called Oasis. And after the creator of Oasis dies many years after creating it, he lays out 3 keys that have to be unlocked by challenges and clues, and once all 3 keys are found, you get the egg that gives you the rights and you give the owner of Oasis. Now, this movie was highly anticipated. This movie had, from the trailers and the stuff, and it had so much pop culture stuff and nerdy cool shit, and obviously based on a book, high expectations, and it did do exactly what I expected to do. This movie was a hell of a lot of fun. It was a really great movie, but of course with Steven Spielberg behind it, you know it's going to be good. Now, that was the thing that had me sitting there going, alright, I can trust this movie, Spielberg is behind it, let's go. And it was. It was a lot of fun. As I said, Wade is looking for these keys, and a lot of people are looking for these keys, but we follow Wade, the main character. Now, the challenges he goes through, and you see his life, and his friends, and the challenges and all this, it's really cool. The virtual reality stuff is amazing. It's really fun to see. You see what you can be, all the references, what you're looking like. Everything is just ridiculously fun, and I love that aspect of the movie. This movie was a hell of a lot of fun. If you're into pop culture, if you're a nerd as such, you will love this movie because it has so many different stuff going on. And yeah, at points there's throwing in a lot of stuff and it can go over your head at times, but it wasn't throwing out stuff for the sake of throwing out stuff, but it made sense to the film. With this virtual reality, the way they live in it, they can dress with how they like, they can do what they like, they can fight, they can battle, and that was an aspect that was really cool, and it gave it a great showcase to show off all this nerdy shit. The story, I think, was pretty basic. It was kind of a quest, a challenge to find these 3 keys, and then from those 3 keys, you've got the egg, and that gives you the rights. But of course, there's a bad guy on the other side, played by Ben Mendelsohn, who was fantastic as a villain, just a corporate D-bag, and he does it so fucking well. And he was just running this company that wanted to find that to just take it over and, basically ruin the Oasis. And obviously there's people that are fighting against it, led by Olivia Cooke and Ty Sheridan. Now, the story, again, was pretty basic, but it has those flaws that every basic quest story has. Why hasn't this happened till now? Why have they suddenly figured this out? They explain that everyone goes through these clues, and when they went to this thing, and it was like a museum of the creator, and he gave you clues, and they looked through it, and then as soon as he goes, I'm going to go back, he found it straight away, which I think was silly because the clue was so obvious, and it's like, why has no one figured that out from this point? And that was a little gripe I had with the story as well. And another gripe I had with the story was the pure love for this guy. I think was a very, very crazy. I can kind of understand that they love the creator, and especially because of the keys, they have to know everything about him, but it got over the top, the love for this guy at some points. But it does everything right. I mean, the cinematography was fantastic. The movie looked beautiful. The CGI, the colors, the digital stuff was just amazing to watch. It was a lot of fun, this movie. It did a lot of things right. You can sit there and you can have a lot of fun with this movie, and you can enjoy the movie and love this movie because it gives you a great adventure quest. Little flaws, but you can overlook them. It gives you, the characters were fun to watch. You got to see them in both human form and like virtual reality form, which is cool to see what the differences were in these characters. You got to see a lot of pop references. You got to see the Shining stuff. You got to see Jason, Freddy, Ninja Turtles, Batman, everything, Marvel. I can throw out 100,000 references. DeLorean, Star Wars. I could keep going forever. There was so much fun stuff, and there's so many references, and that's where I think the movie hangs on to. I think it is just a basic adventure quest. I don't think it's too over the top with the story, but it's the pop references and the culture of the movie that really makes this movie what it is. And I think this movie could go down as a cult classic. I think this movie definitely can be one you can go back and watch a lot of times and have a lot of fun with, because it's not a hugely serious movie. It's a movie that you can go, oh, I didn't notice him before, or I didn't notice that before, and you can watch it, have fun, you can show other people, and you get to throw things out, and you can enjoy yourself. I think as a movie, some of the characters, they don't, I can get behind them, but some of them are comedy relief. Some of them, even him, he has this broken home. They don't really show them much broken home. Like, he has the broken home stuff, and then he's just back and he's fine again. And then, like I said, there's a few flaws to the story that kind of ticked me off a little bit. But, I mean, this movie was fun, and that's what it wanted to be. Fun, pop culture, action, high vision, just Spielberg shit running at you all day, and he killed it as a direction. I think it would have, had found a bit harder to succeed without him behind the direction. But it was a hell of a lot of fun movie, I think. Again, a few flaws there, but the pop culture stuff just boosted this movie phenomenally for me, and I think it will boost a lot of people for you. I mean, if you're not really a nerd or into pop culture, I can understand you'd find this movie forgettable because it has a lot of stuff for nerds, and maybe if you're not nerdy enough, you might not like it as much. But I'm giving Ready Player One a B+. Okay guys, thank you for watching my review of Ready Player One. As I said, the thing that kept me in it was Spielberg when coming to this movie. It had a bust factor there, but the bust factor completely dropped when Spielberg took over this, so I was very happy. Great direction, but the pop culture is what you're there for. I think it even boosted my rating from, I probably would have given it a B without the culture stuff. This movie, just because it's personal love of mine, I think a B+ is suited because of the stuff that it purely gives you. It gives you a lot of entertainment factor. Thank you guys for watching. If you haven't checked out my 100 subscribers giveaway, check that out right now, or you can check out my other videos, my blurry videos, steelbook videos, reviews, subscribe, like, comment, but of course guys, have a good one.